Now, I'm pretty sure that going into the Euros, everyone and their mom knew about Jamal Musiala and knew that he was a really good talent that came up with Jude Bellingham in the English youth ranks and now plays at Bayern Munich and is a regular for the German national team. Everyone knew that. Everyone also knew he was very talented. Yet coming into the opening game of Euro 2024 between Germany, the host nation, and Scotland, everyone, including me, expected the main guy for Germany to be Florian Wirtz. I mean, Wirtz was coming off an unbeaten season with Bayer Leverkusen, arguably one of the best players in the world at the moment, at least a top 10 player. Everyone was expecting to see Wirtz shine, and Wirtz did shine, but no one really looked at Musiala. No one really expected before the game to see Musiala shine as much as he did. But he showed the world and everyone who doesn't follow German football closely that he is a lot, and I mean a lot better than the average football fan thinks he is. And Jamal Musiala put in a performance against Scotland that made people realize he is arguably one of the best young players in the world. And I mean, if he was English, he would be alongside the names of Phil Foden and Jude Bellingham in the media. But maybe that's another topic for another day. After that opening game in the Euros, it wasn't about how good Havertz was, who both got a goal and an assist. It wasn't about Wirtz, who got a goal. Everyone around the footballing world after the game, all their focus was on Jamal Musiala, speaking about just how good he is, and everyone being somewhat surprised that Jamal Musiala put in the performance he did against Scotland. But this type of performance that we saw against Scotland isn't anything new for Jamal Musiala, and everyone who follow German football, well, they know this. Jamal Musiala is so good, so talented, and like I said, if he was English, maybe he would be a lot more known, and he would probably be getting more credit globally than he does right now when he plays in Germany. So in today's video, we will be discussing just how good he is and what exactly makes Jamal Musiala so good. So what's going on, everyone? You are listening to Back of the Net here. I hope you're all doing well. Please be sure to like the video, subscribe if you haven't already, and let's get into it. Now, coming into this tournament, Jamal Musiala was coming off yet another impressive season at Bayern Munich. Scored 12 goals and getting 8 assists in 38 games from midfield and out wide at Bayern Munich at just the age of 21 years old. And the season before that, well, he got 16 goals and 16 assists in 47 games for Bayern Munich. So coming to this tournament, everyone knew that Jamal Musiala was a really good player, but I don't think everyone understood just how good he was. Jamal Musiala is also very experienced for his age, having already played 30 games for Germany and played 163 games for Bayern Munich. And as good as his stats are, Jamal Musiala, I'm sure we can all agree, isn't necessarily a guy whose best attributes always reflect in his stats. He is definitely a good goal scorer, and he's definitely a good assist maker from midfield or from out wide. I mean, he's shown that already in the Euros that he's a good goal scorer, but that's not where his strengths necessarily lie. And against Scotland, Jamal Musiala showed his ability in all areas of the game and still got himself a goal. Jamal Musiala has really not too many weaknesses in his game, which is scary for a 21-year-old. Jamal is a really high-level goal scorer for a midfielder / winger. He has very good movements. He's obviously an extremely good passer of the ball. He's out of this world in the dribbling departments. I mean, he was running circles around Scotland all game long, and at club level this season, he is just as good at dribbling. I mean, he had a 59.6% dribble success rate this season in the league, which is well above average for a winger and a midfielder. He has a really good burst of pace, and he quite literally looks like an experienced vet of the game every time he touches the ball. I have never seen Jamal Musiala flustered on the ball, despite tons of teams trying to roughhouse him or man mark him all game long. He never seems flustered, and despite playing mainly as an attacking midfielder or even a winger, his defensive work rate must not go unnoticed. His interceptions, his blocks, recoveries in the final third, and tackles won this season in the Bundesliga are all above average for a midfielder and a winger. So as good as Jamal Musiala is on the ball, and he is world class on the ball, his movement is also at a very high level, and on top of all of that, he has a very high defensive work rate. He seems more than happy to get stuck in and get his hands dirty when need be. Jamal Musiala is so good that there is a reason he just completely dominated when the lights were at their brightest in the first game of the Euros. There's a reason why he is one of the first names on the team sheet at a team that went to the semi-finals this season in the Champions League. A semi-finals where Jamal Musiala was playing against Real Madrid and looked very impressive. There is a reason why both England and Germany were fighting to get Musiala to play for their senior national team at the age of 18 years old. There is a reason why Bayern Munich are reportedly preparing a huge new contract extension for the 21-year-old. Jamal Musiala is a lot better than the average football fan thought he was. And I'm so glad Jamal Musiala had the game he did when the world was watching against Scotland in the opening game of the Euros, not only did it make people take way more notice that Jamal Musiala isn't just a wonder kid or a fairly good 21-year-old, but it made people realize that Jamal Musiala is one of the best attacking midfielders / wingers in the world alongside Florian Wirtz, and the future of Germany's attack is in safe hands. Jamal Musiala is a lot more than a wonder kid, is a lot more than a fairly good 21-year-old player. Jamal Musiala is borderline world class.